Like, I'm curious to know what is the kind of volume that your HR team is looking at, like top of the funnel for each. And I imagine these are mostly technical roles that you hire for, right? So what kind
Yes.
of candidate volume do you see when you post on, say, LinkedIn or your careers page, and then you get like applications? So how many candidates do you see at the top of your funnel typically?
Yeah, in average, the team is interviewing maybe 10 10 developers by month just to hire one. That's
Right. And it's
an
true. Yeah.
average.
Got it. Okay. All right. So, thanks for that information and background. Just to present Fabric, what we do specifically is we automate the top of your funnel that we spoke about, right? And we do that with our AI-led interviewer, which is a very human-like conversational interview, and but it is very capable of doing technical evaluations as well. And as like it can do tests, it can do system design tests, but as you mentioned, it can do that with the context of your company, your clients, in a real world scenario simulation, so that it's not about just talking about skills. Candidates can talk about skills all day, but when you put them to the test, right, that's when you know whether they're truly capable of thinking and implementing, coming up with a solution on the spot, right? So that's the kind of depth of evaluation that Fabric does as a round one interview in order to identify the best candidates who are there in your application, pipeline. What we're seeing typically, okay, Andre, Ciro, is that there are too many candidates right now applying for the open roles, okay? And now what's also happening is candidates who are both considered good fit candidates and not so good fit candidates are using AI to enhance their resume by your job description, right? So when they send their resume to you, what you'll see is everyone's resume has all the keywords stuffed into them, and the traditional keyword based filtering no longer works, right? Everyone's resume is going through that ATS's keyword based filtering, and because it's a remote interview, a lot of candidates are also using AI and other forms of assistance in the remote interview. They could have AI in their headset or different device, or maybe an invisible tool, which is you can't even see on the screen, right? So many different methods that candidates are using to gain an advantage in the process. And this is resulting in your interview process integrity being compromised, right? Candidates make through these remote interviews, but when they show up in your hiring manager round face to face and you ask them to solve a problem, suddenly they cannot perform, right? So that is causing a lot of friction in terms of time to hire. It is extending the time to hire. That's what we're seeing in most cases. The typical process of most hiring teams looks like this on the left hand side, right? You get your applications, and now you have to review their resumes manually, and then you have the talent acquisition or HR team will do a phone screen, and then they'll get you on round one. So a lot of steps in the process, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And ultimately, as you said, there are your technical managers who are doing the interviews, right? They have limited time, so you have to get the best candidates and not waste their time, right? So that is how Fabric will integrate into your existing workflow. You don't need to change anything. As you said, you're right now on a mostly manual workflow, right? But with Zoho as the ATS. So we can integrate into Zoho as well, if you prefer, so that everything will be flowing through Zoho. All the records, interviews, scores, reports, etc., can be made available inside Zoho itself, if you choose to do so. If you don't want that, you can always use Fabric as a standalone platform. And Fabric will also automate resume screening. We use something called AI-based resume screening, which uses contextual semantics. Okay, it is not going to get fooled by keyword stuffing. So it actually understands. It looks at the candidate's experience, which company and what was their role, what is their qualifications, certifications, to understand whether it's a good fit or not good fit for your job, right? That is the first level. And those candidates who are considered a good fit based on their resume are then automatically sent to the AI-led round one interview. So there is no dependency on your team, to shortlist, coordinate, nothing. No problem. Like all of that is automated by Fabric, including the communications, email, WhatsApp, phone call, all of that is handled by Fabric through the interview process. So ultimately, what outcome you're going to see is at least 50% reduction in time to hire. And right now, you mentioned you're seeing a ratio of 10:1, right? In terms of interview to selection. So we are seeing that we're bringing it down for our clients to 3:1, in that range. So that's hopefully the kind of results that we can achieve for you as well. As I mentioned previously, we can do this for technical roles in different formats. I'll show that for you in the demo that is coming up. So, is there any specific JD or any profile that you would like to see this demo for? Because I'm just having a look at your LinkedIn, and I see
Yeah.
some different roles over here. So, would you like to test it out for one of these?
Yeah, maybe the development engineer.
The DevOps,
The first one.
the third one,
First one.
oh, first one, yeah, this
Yeah.
one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, guys, I'll need your help. My Spanish is pretty bad, right? This is
Okay.
Spanish, right? So you'll have to help me out with that, yeah?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to show you how we do the Fabric AI interview using this job description.
Okay.
So I'm now going to take you to the Fabric platform, and we'll start the process here. And the first step is all just giving your JD. So I'm just going to copy paste the JD over here. The name of the role is engineer, this one, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So now what Fabric is going to do is it's going to identify the must-have skills, the good-to-have skills, the desired work experience, any specific degree, certification, all that information is going to get auto-extracted and it's going to show up here. But there's always a human in the loop for the one-time setup, and you will confirm that this is good to go, or you want to make some changes, you make some changes here. Okay. So for example, these have been identified as the must-have skills, which are labeled as critical.
Mhm.
And this is identified as the good-to-have skills, which are labeled as bonus. Here's the desired work experience, which has been identified from your job description. No specific education.
Mhm.
And over here, you can add any red flags that you look out for in candidates for this specific role, right? So if you want to avoid candidates who are coming from a certain background, or maybe some of these general red flags, you can add it here. All of these inputs are very simple, plain text. You can just add whatever you want.
Okay.
So this will help us define the right candidate who you're looking for, yeah,
Okay.
with these inputs. So now
I'm sorry. Everything is in English, or we can work in Spanish.
So we do have Spanish as an interview language. Right now, the platform itself is in English. However, the interview language, the reports, the questions, all of that can be in Spanish.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is a one-time setup. You do it, and then you can, be done with it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a round one interview. It's a full round one interview with resume-based questions, skill-based questions, coding test, whatever you want, all of it, right? And over here, we'll also select the language option, the avatar that you need to use for this. And we can select the languages according to that. So we do have Spanish, and we have a Spanish which is for Spain, the original one, and then we have Spanish for Latin America, that's a different accent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have that as well, but it's not showing here by default. We'll have to just plug it in with the AI settings over here. So is it okay, because I'm showing you demo in English, but what I can do for you later on is I can set up a Spanish demo and I can send it to you so that you can test it out.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so you can check the Spanish, how is it good, and you can give me feedback.
Okay.
So for now, I'll go ahead with maybe a English accent. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, we'll go ahead with this US accent. Now, this is the part where you select the questions in the AI interview. Okay, so what you're seeing over here is Fabric has auto-generated questions based on your job description. So it has looked at the skills that you're looking for. These are the skills that you're looking for in this role, right? And it has decided questions based on that. But if you don't like these questions, you want to modify these questions, you can easily go inside and update it, including what are you looking for in the expected answer, right? What is the direction? What are the must-have concepts, good to have concepts? All of this is auto-generated. But if you want to make any changes, given your own input, that will be better for your outcome, right? So you can you can ask your hiring manager or whoever it is to give their input one time, and set it up, and you can test everyone based on that. And something else that our Fabric's AI does is when a candidate gives their answer to this question, the AI will ask follow-up questions based on their answer. So it will create a real-time dynamic follow-up based on the candidate's answer. But those questions cannot be predefined or pre-scripted, right? They have to be generated in real time. However, you can decide the direction that that follow-up question should take. So these are the directions for that, which you can, again, change as per your requirements. And what I think will be super useful for you and your team is creating a unique question based on your specific scenario, like your client scenario, right? For example. So all you need to do is you need to select which kind of question do you want to generate, a brand new one. And say, for example, for this role, this is a full stack engineer. So maybe you want to do a coding question, right? Or maybe you want to do a system design question, for example, right? So whatever it is, you can just give it like a little bit of a prompt. Say, maybe give me an example of one of your clients. Can you name one?
Yeah, for example, an insurance company.
Okay, based in Colombia.
Yeah, in Colombia.
Okay, and so this would be, okay, create a coding test for AI, ML, full stack, senior engineer, right? Experienced engineer. Yeah, senior engineer in the context of techandsolve.com for a client who is a insurance company in Colombia. Okay, so now I just give that prompt and just give it 1 minute. It has to generate a very detailed, right, coding test. So it'll take 1 minute to generate that. And meanwhile, let me tell you also about the other type of questions that you can ask. For example, you can choose to ask resume-based questions, right? So each candidate will have their unique resume, right? So based on their resume, you can ask them questions about, say, for example, what AI ML projects have you done previously, right? So you can decide to ask them questions about their resume if you want. So there are resume-based questions, and then there are skill-based questions that you just saw, the auto-generated ones, which I showed you there. Those are conversational questions, like question and answer, back and forth, right? And then these coding tests are input, like they need a text input, you need to solve a problem, right? So these are the many different types of formats of questions that you can have. Okay, there you go. The question has been generated. It's on the right-hand side of your screen, how it will look like to a candidate. I can't understand that, so please go ahead and you read it and let me know if this is a good question.
That's a great question. How do it know that the question is in Spanish? Because the input was in Spanish?
We gave the context of company based in Colombia, Tech and Solve, right?
Yeah.
So it understood that this context is for Colombia.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's
super
great.
intelligent. Yeah. So it gives all the details required that could be required by a candidate to solve this problem, right? So this is how it will be shown to the candidate. But in case your team wants to make any changes to this question, you can always go into the settings and update all of this. So all of this is auto-generated, but again, you can make changes as you see fit. Now, I'm going to add this question and show you in the interview flow. So I'll show you one of these type of questions. The dialog box means it's a conversational back and forth question, okay? And I'm going to delete the other questions for now.
Shahid, I'm sorry. Is it possible that these questions you are showing us are not in English but in Spanish?
Yes, it is possible. So as I mentioned, we can change the agent to Spanish. So
Okay.
yeah, so I haven't done that. I've selected an English agent, right? So that's why the questions are showing in English. But when I update the agent to Spanish, all the questions also will show in Spanish and they'll be asked in Spanish. Okay.
Yes, if you can send us a video with the question in Spanish, that will be great because
Yeah.
our teams work mainly in Spanish.
Okay.
And I'm sure this tool will be great for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is definitely possible, Andre. No worries. We're already working with some Spanish customers in Europe, but Colombia, you'll be the first. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And because I've not tested it out, right, Colombian Spanish or Latin American Spanish, so I'm not taking a risk. I'll show it to you in English and I'll send it to you for
Yeah.
yeah, no problem.
There's no problem.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to move ahead with these two types of questions. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the conversational one and this is the coding test.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want, do you want me to translate it into a Spanish now? I can translate it quickly.
Okay. Yes.
But the thing is, because the agent is English, it'll speak in English. Okay, just letting you know.
Then there is no problem. We can
Yeah.
watch today in English,
Okay.
and later you can send us the video in Spanish.
Great, thank you so much. I'll definitely arrange that for you ASAP.
Yep.
Okay, moving forward. Now, this is the way the job details. Again, these are all auto extracted from your JD. But if there is anything that you want to change, you can change it. You can add it, and you can also use these salary and experience as eligibility criteria. So if you turn this on, anybody who's below 3 years of experience will get filtered out.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can leave it off and interview everyone. Similarly, if you turn this on, if anyone is expecting salary above your range, they can get filtered out. But this won't be shown to the candidate. It's only for your information.
Okay.
Okay, so now moving forward, I'll just update this for you. You can, I believe you do hiring both internally for your company and for your clients as well, right?
Yes.
So you can update this branding to your client's name, client's logo, and no problem. You can do the interview like that.
Okay.
Okay, so with that, we've finished setting up the job. And one more thing, Andre and Ciro, this is a conversational interview, right? So if the candidate has any questions about your company, about the team, about the job, benefits, etc., if you authorize the AI and provide that information, it can answer those questions for you.
You really cover everything. I have that question.
And over here, we also have a pre-interview form. If you want to capture some data from the candidates, right, like these kind of data, you can add this form and capture the data if you wish.
Okay.
So now the job is set up, it's good to go, the application link is generated, and this is the link which will be in the apply button wherever you're posting the job. Yeah, on your careers page, LinkedIn, anywhere you're posting the job, when the candidate will click on the apply button, they will land on this page, which looks like this. Oh, I think the logo did not show because your logo is in white. Okay, no problem.
Yeah,
But you
no
can
problem.
update that. No problem. I'll
Yeah.
update it. Yeah. So now what they do is they click on the apply button on your job posting and they'll land here and they can see the JD again. Okay, this is the same job description in a different format, in Fabric format. And they can start their application by giving their details.
Mhm.
And these are the details that we'll use also to communicate with the candidate. So now this is the first step if you want to include resume screening, right? So new candidate who's not in your database, it's good to collect their resume. So I'm going to upload a sample resume over here.
Mm.
Okay. And this is the pre-interview form, like how many years of experience do you have? What is your expected, salary? All of these and you can change these questions to suit whatever questions you want. Now, Fabric is looking at the candidate's resume and analyzing to decide whether it's a good fit to go ahead for AI interview, or maybe it's not a good fit. We'll stop right here. As you can see, the resume does not align with this job. Okay, but why, right? You need to
Yeah.
know why. So I'll take you back to the Fabric platform, and over here, I'm going to refresh the page, and you'll see the candidate now showing up in the pipeline. And when you open the candidate's report, you'll see the reason explained why they did not get selected.
Mm.
So this candidate, the profile that I uploaded, is a mobile app developer.
Mm.
So even though he's an engineer, software engineer, he doesn't have the necessary skills for AI ML. So this is the explanation, but this is the breakdown of how did the candidate do against the skills that you were looking for. So not only are they given a score, but also an explanation of why they were given that score. So there is full transparency. There is no mystery. You know why the decision was taken. You have a strengths and weaknesses analysis and a summary of the resume, all of that available. And if you choose to do so, you can manually mark this candidate as cleared and progress him to the next stage.
Mm.
So now, when I refresh this candidate's point of view, this is how it will look like for a successful candidate who is selected. And now they have two options. They can start the interview right now and finish their round one, or maybe they're not ready, or maybe they're not available, so they can schedule it without any phone call with your team, nothing. Anytime they can take it. And you will decide. They have 72 hours, take it anytime, no problem.
Okay.
So now moving forward with the interview. First, of course, we'll know who we are talking to, the face, the voice, and then we'll ask them to share their screen. And finally, we'll tell them, hey, please do not use any AI tools or any kinds of malpractice. We will catch you because we are monitoring. Okay, so once they say okay, they can start. If you don't hear the AI's voice, let
Hey,
me know.
Shahid, thanks for joining the call.
Yeah,
I'm
I
Rachel,
listen.
an AI recruiter here at Tech and Solve. I'm here to chat about the Ingeniero de Desarrollo AI ML full stack engineer role. Thanks for joining at this hour. How was your day today?
Yeah, it's been good. Thank you.
Glad to hear that. Did you get a chance to unwind a bit before joining this call, or has it been a nonstop kind of day?
No, I did get a chance to go play some pickleball before this call.
Nice. Pickleball is really catching on these days. Was it a friendly match, or do you get a bit competitive out there?
Friendly matches do get very competitive, yes.
Sounds like the best kind. Keeps things interesting. Well, let's switch gears. I'll be asking you a couple of questions about your experience with RAG systems and machine learning endpoints, along with some practical scenarios. Ready to get started?
Yes.
Walk me through the most complex RAG system you've built, including how you handled chunking and retrieval quality.
Okay, so I've built rack systems for a few different projects, like in different industries. So is there something specific that you would like me to talk about?
Any project you choose is fine, as long as it's the most complex RAG system you've built. Please describe your approach to chunking and ensuring retrieval quality in that context.
Okay, so for one of my banking clients, last year, we built a RAG system to help them with a chatbot for their wealth management division. And yeah, that was very challenging because, these are very customers who have very high expectations, and, they did not want to have a bad experience for those customers. So we used a lot of chunking with high quality retrieval extensively in that project.
I see. Can you share more about your chunking approach in that project? For example, how did you decide chunk sizes and did you experiment with different strategies?
Right. So as you can see, guys, I'm the candidate. I gave my answer. I did not give a good answer. I gave a very vague answer, without any specifics or details. And now she is trying to deep dive into my answer and get more details out of it, right? So that's the kind of real time, follow-up questions that it does in the conversational format as well. So I'm gonna move ahead to the next format if that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Rachel,
okay.
let's skip this question and let's move ahead, please.
Just to confirm, do you want to move forward now, or would you like to add anything else about your experience with RAG systems?
No, I'm good. Let's move forward.
All right, moving on now. Imagine you're building a real-time insurance quote API for a Colombian insurer. Please review the details on your screen, use the notepad for your work, and ask if you need clarification.
Okay, so as you can see, the question that we had generated is over here. It's available on the left-hand side. But if the candidate has any doubts, needs some clarification, they can always talk to Rachel and ask Rachel what do they need to do, for example, and Rachel will guide them. She will never give them the answer, but she will say, okay, when you're ready, you can do this. So basically, this is where they can give their answer, either in plain text, or they can select any specific language that they need, and they can, once they select that, they can start giving their answer in that language, and when they're ready, they can run that code that they have done, and they'll get the result over here in the bottom over here. But that's not the end of the evaluation. Yeah, the candidate can give their answer, run their code, it is good, that's great. But Rachel is going to continue to talk to them and ask questions about what they're doing, right? So they should be able to explain their answer, right? What is the logic? What is the thought process? Why did you use this? Why did you not use that? So it's just like a human interview, because otherwise, as I said earlier, candidate can get an answer from somewhere else, right? They could possibly get it from AI. They could get it from Claude Code. Who knows, right? So how do you know that this is a genuine candidate? By asking him, how did he do it? And so that's a double layer of verification, that not only does he perform, but he's also able to explain why he did it. So that is how deep the evaluation goes. So this is just a quick preview for you guys. If it's okay, I'll end the demo.
Yes.
Okay.
That's great.
Understood. Before I wrap up, is there anything else you'd like?
Yeah.
Congratulations. Yeah, I'm impressed with your solution. Very, very good.
Thank you so much. That's really kind of you to say. Thank you.
Yeah. Uh, Shahid, could you please talk us about the pricing?
Yeah, of course, of course. Before we go to the pricing, 1 minute, I want to show you how the reporting looks like
Ah,
as well.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I will show you my interview does not have any data, right? So I'll show you another interview report. For example, let me maybe another AI engineer role. Yeah, over here. Okay, so you see now in this AI engineer role, they were starting top of the funnel, 82 applicants. Okay, and but only 3 have cleared those AI interviews. Okay, so now I'm going to use the filter and see these are all the candidates who have cleared the AI interview, right? I've used this filter over here, AI interviews cleared. These are all the total candidates, all of them. Now I'm going to use the filter, but you see, out of 3 candidates, 2 have a flag against them, meaning there's some cheating also detected. So you need to do a human review before you take them forward. Okay. So you open the report, and this is how their interview report looks like. There'll be a score on top, 7.5 out of 10 that they got, including the explanation of why they got that score. Yeah. Again, same breakdown of how did they do in the interview versus what you were looking for, right? The must-have skills that you were looking for, and strengths, weakness analysis, and also a communication skill score is provided to every candidate for every interview. Now, but this is the thing that needs review, 65% probability of cheating. So you can go into the interview recording bit tab and see a detailed explanation of what cheating was going on. So you'll get a timestamp at what time, what question, what was the candidate's behavior during that time, and also what was the specific cheating. Was it an LLM generated answer, or was it somebody else's voice or face? Whatever it is, it'll be provided over here. And for the human who's making the decision, the entire video, audio, transcript, question by question feedback, everything is available over here. So you can review it, including timestamps of where the questions are, etc., and you can check it out. So that is how the reporting works. You'll also have a history of all the communications that has gone out to this specific candidate across email, WhatsApp, phone call. All of it will be recorded here for you.
Shahid, is it possible that a person of our HR department participate in the interview, or is just with the candidate and your team?
So good question. But right now, it's our platform which is doing the interview. So it's AI to human candidate.
Okay.
But soon we will be releasing an update down maybe in 1 quarter, like 2-3 months max, where human can also join the round. Or actually,
Okay.
Fabric will join the human round, whether it's on Google Meet or Microsoft Teams or whichever.
Okay,
Right?
thank you.
Right now, this interview is on our platform, and only human to AI is possible. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so any before we move on to commercials, anything else you would like to see about the platform? For example, we also have templates and analytics for communication templates for each stage of the candidate's journey, and we also have analytics so that your team can have full visibility as to what is going on in the application process. Okay, so now I've given you a quick overview of the entire Fabric platform. And in terms of commercials, right, we are completely usage based, right? So how many interviews does your team want to run, right? So depending on that, we have a credits based system. Okay, and each credit is between $4 to $5 depending on your volume. 1 credit is equal to 20 minutes of AI interview, and after the first 20 minutes, every 10 minutes is half a credit. Oh, hello there. Yeah. Yeah, so our credits-based system is very simple. It depends on what volume that you're looking for. Say, for example, you said you're doing maybe what, 100 interviews a month, you said?
No, maybe between 10 and 20 interviews by month.
Okay, you're doing 10 and 20 interviews with the human interviews, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So once you start doing AI interviews, you can actually interview more candidates. But let's say, okay, for the number of 10 or 20, let's say 10 interviews, yeah? Your interview would be what, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or 60 minutes?
40 minutes.
40 minutes.
Yeah.
So you would need 2 credits for a 40-minute interview. Okay, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, right? So 10 into 2, 20 credits. Basically, you need around 20, 25 credits to run 10 interviews, right? So that's the kind of, depending on your usage, we will decide like, okay, these many credits you need, and the cost per credit is this much.
Okay.
Yeah. So, for example, I'm just giving you, do you work in dollars, US dollars, or different currency?
No, it could be
USD
in
is fine?
dollars. Yeah.
Yeah. So just giving you a ballpark, right? For low volume of credits, it'll be approximately $5 per credit. But
Mhm.
when your volume goes up, it'll come down, the cost will come down to around $4 per credit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So your total interview cost for a 40-minute interview will be around $8 to $10.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something within your budget?
Yes, yes,
That's
yes.
great. Yeah. So, but the good thing is, Andre, human interviews sometimes take some time, right? Like, oh, back and forth, like chit chat and all
Mhm.
that. So sometimes they take longer than necessary, right? When humans are involved. But AI doesn't have that problem. AI is always on time. It's always like on the point. It's not talking about like, too many different things. It's focused on what it's doing. So maybe you can optimize the time required, right? Asking specific questions, right? Like, so it's up to you. It's completely in your control what the length of your interview will be.
Okay, but the AI finish the conversation at the time I set up, or how the interviewing is finished?
Yeah. So, for example, in this job that we just set up, there are only 2 questions, right? So when those 2 questions are over, that's great. Thank you for your time. Now, if you're selected, the AI, our team will be taking you to the next round. The AI will close the interview. So basically, I'll show you here. So this role that we created, for this, down here, you'll see interview duration, estimated duration is 28 minutes. Why? Because this coding test takes 20, 25 minutes. Yeah.
Mhm.
Over here, for example, you will decide how much time you want to give the candidate. So within this, you'll see in the settings, 20 minutes has been allocated for this question.
Okay.
And the other question, including introduction and closing, might take 5 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
So 25 minutes approximately. But some candidates like to talk a lot.
Mhm.
Some candidates are direct to the point. So you might have a plus minus. Some interviews finish in 20, 25 minutes. Some interviews go a little longer, 30, 35 minutes. But yeah, you get an average duration estimation over here. And it'll also show you how many credits it's going to utilize.
Okay. But is
And
it possible that the interview never ends because the candidate is trying
no,
to? No, no. Okay.
no. There is a hard stop, a hardwired, interview end as well. So if
Ah,
there's nothing happening or the interview is over, it closes automatically.
perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
And one more thing. What else did I want to share with you? Yeah, the credits. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions from your team?
No, no, no. Maybe when would you expect to send us the video in Spanish?
I'll try
Because
to.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll try to send it to you today itself. Like
yes.
I'll set it up on the Spanish language for you,
Mhm.
and I'll send it on email, an interview link.
Yeah.
And what I'll do is I'm going to if you prefer, I can switch off the resume screening. Okay. So
Okay.
then, so what you can do is you can go directly into the AI interview.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
But maybe the screening it will be helpful for
Okay.
our
So you want to
team.
test it
Yeah,
out? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, no problem.
yeah. It could
I'll leave it on.
because currently they that require a lot of time. Then it
Yes,
will be
that's
very
true.
helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. So what you do is you can test it with both kinds of CV, a good CV and a CV that is not good, and you see the results. Okay,
Okay.
whether it gets selected or not selected, right? Because if your CV does not get selected, you cannot move forward into the AI interview.
Mm,
I will need to from manually override that, right?
mm,
Just like I did now. So, but if your CV is good, you can go straight to the interview.
okay.
Yeah. So you can try both kinds of CV, no problem. No, you can do multiple attempts, no problem.
Okay. Okay.
All you need to do is just change the email ID and phone number because we don't allow for duplicate attempts, right? So you just use a different email, different phone number for a different application.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one more thing is, the pre-screening form. Do you want me to leave this on or switch it off?
The
The form,
pre-screen.
yeah, the pre-interview form.
No, please activate it. Yeah.
Switch it off, yeah?
So application. Oh yeah, turn off. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you'll only have to upload your resume, and if your resume is good, you can go forward to AI's interview.
Yeah.
And for your testing, Andres, do you want to add any more questions over here? You want to change some question? You want to add some question?
Yes, yes, but I'm not sure what question. It is. Let me. Ah, yes, create a question.
Testing. Okay, RAG is already done. Okay.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is for your testing purposes, we'll keep 2 conversational questions and 1 of the coding test. So that should give you a good idea.
Okay. Yeah.
So as a next step, Andres, if you do the testing and it looks good, how soon would you like to get started with Fabric?
It could be this week. Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
that's great.
for sure, our team um, will be having. I'm sorry, we'll have many tests before to try with a real candidate, but we really need this solution. Then I'm very sure that this way we can start using the tool.
Fantastic. Okay. So I'll let you to finish the testing, and as soon as you're ready, we can set up a call, get your team onboarded, your
Yeah,
HR team onboarded,
yeah.
and I will also from my side include one of our team members who can speak Spanish.
Okay,
Okay. Yeah. So
that will be great.
it'll be much easier for you.
Yeah,
Okay, if that
yeah,
works. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So okay. So now we have got the setup. Okay, 2 questions. Is that okay?
It's very, very good. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
fantastic. So I will just update the agent language and I'll share the same thing with you.
okay. Shahid, thank you so much. This was
Thank
a
you,
very good
Andre.
presentation.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for your